I did a DNA test for fun. Turns out my dad isn't my dad and my mom has been lying for 32 years. I spit in the tube as a joke. My wife got me the DNA kit for Christmas because I've been curious about my ancestry, and we thought it would be fun to see what countries my family came from. 3 weeks later, I found out my entire life was a lie. The email came on a Tuesday morning. Your DNA results are ready. I clicked through, expecting Italian and Irish like my dad always claimed. Instead, I got Eastern European and Scandinavian. 0 Italian, 0 Irish. Then I clicked on the relatives tab. My father wasn't listed, not even as a distant match, but there was a man named Robert Chen showing as my biological father with 50% shared DNA, and 3 half-siblings I'd never heard of. The heat rose in my neck and my vision went blurry. I called my mom immediately. Hey honey, what's up? She sounded cheerful. Normal. Mom, I need you to tell me something and I need you to be honest. My hands were shaking. Is dad my biological father? Silence. Long, terrible silence. Then, why are you asking me this? Because I just got my DNA results and they say my father is someone named Robert Chen. So I'm going to ask you one more time. Is David Miller my biological father? I heard her breath catch. Jake, this isn't a conversation for the phone. Answer the question. I shouted. No, she whispered. He's not. The world tilted. Who is Robert Chen? Someone I knew a long time ago. Before I married your father. It was complicated. Complicated? I laughed. This ugly sound. You lied to me for 32 years and you're calling it complicated. I hung up. Called my dad instead. The man who raised me, who taught me to ride a bike, who paid for my college. Dad, did you know I'm not yours biologically? Another silence. Yes, son. I've always known. That hurt worse. And you never thought to tell me. Your mother and I agreed it was better this way. Dad said quietly. You were my son in every way that mattered. The biology changes everything. My voice cracked. I have 3 half-siblings I've never met. A biological father who probably doesn't even know I exist. Wait, it gets worse. I drove to my parents' house that night. Mom was crying before I walked in. Dad stood behind her, looking older than I'd ever seen him. Start talking, I said. And don't leave anything out. Mom took a shaky breath. I was engaged to Robert before I met your father. We were together 4 years, but he wanted to focus on his career, kept pushing back the wedding. We broke up. I started seeing your father a month later. And you got pregnant. She nodded. I didn't realize until after David and I were engaged. I took a test, did the math. You couldn't be David's, so you just didn't tell anyone. I told David, she said defensively. I gave him the choice. He could walk away, but he said he loved me and he'd love you too. I looked at Dad. He nodded. I meant it then and I mean it now. Son, you're mine. But Robert, does he know? I demanded. Mom's face crumbled. No, I never told him. He moved to Seattle and we lost touch. By the time I knew I was pregnant, he was gone and I was marrying David. It seemed easier. Easier for who? The heat spread through my chest. I just found out at 32 that my entire identity is based on a lie. You're not based on a lie, Dad said firmly. You're based on love. On the choice I made to be your father every day. That doesn't change the fact that I have a biological father who doesn't know I exist. I pulled out my phone, showed them the DNA results. And 3 half-siblings. Do they know about me? Mom shook her head. I don't know. I haven't spoken to Robert in 30 years. Well, I'm about to change that, I said. One of my half-siblings left her email saying she's interested in connecting. So I'm reaching out. And if Robert doesn't know about me, he's about to find out. Jake, please. Mom grabbed my arm. You'll destroy his family. You destroyed mine. I yanked away. When you decided lying was better than honesty, I reached out to Emma that night. She responded within an hour. We talked for 2 hours. She told me about Robert, successful businessman, married 28 years, 3 kids. He'd mentioned an ex-girlfriend who got away, who was pregnant but claimed she'd miscarried. Another lie. Emma arranged a meeting. Last Saturday, I met Robert Chen for the first time. He cried when he saw me, said I had his eyes, said he'd spent 30 years wondering about the child he'd lost. I told him the truth. Watched his face cycle through shock, anger, grief. He'd been lied to too. Robbed of 32 years. My parents, haven't spoken to them in 3 weeks. Dad keeps calling. Mom sent a letter saying she did what she thought was best. So tell me, am I wrong to blow up my family over a decades-old lie, or did my parents deserve to lose their son after stealing me from my biological father?